If we desire to avoid insult, we must be able to repel it. If we desire to secure peace, one of the most powerful instruments of our rising prosperity, it must be known that we are at all times ready for war. I can only say that there is not a man living who wishes more sincerely than I do to see a plan adopted for the abolition of it, but there is only one proper and effectual mode by which it can be accomplished, and that is by legislative authority, and this, as far as my suffrage will go, shall never be wanting. The alternate domination of one faction over another, sharpened by the spirit of revenge natural to party dissension, which in different ages and countries has perpetrated the most horrid enormities, is itself a frightful despotism. But this leads at length to a more formal and permanent despotism. Being no bigot myself to any mode of worship, I am disposed to indulge the professors of Christianity in the Church, that road to heaven which to them shall seem the most direct, plainest, easiest, and least liable to exception. I beg you to be persuaded that no one would be more zealous than myself to establish effectual barriers against the horrors of spiritual tyranny and every species of religious persecution. It may be laid down as a primary position, and the basis of our system, that every citizen who enjoys the protection of a free government, owes not only a proportion of his property, but even of his personal services to the defense of it. There can be no greater error than to expect or calculate upon real favors from nation to nation. It is an illusion that experience must cure, which a just pride ought to discourage. The Constitution vests the power of declaring war in Congress, therefore no offensive expedition of importance can be undertaken until after they shall have deliberated upon the subject and authorized such a measure. Lenience will operate with greater force, in some instances, than rigor. It is therefore my first wish to have all of my conduct distinguished by it. Overgrown military establishments are under any form of government inauspicious to liberty, and are to be regarded as particularly hostile to republican liberty. Overgrown military establishments are under any form of government inauspicious to liberty, and are to be regarded as particularly hostile to republican liberty. Associate with men of good quality if you esteem your own reputation, for it is better to be alone than in bad company. War, an act of violence whose object is to constrain the enemy, to accomplish our will. Bad seed is a robbery of the worst kind, for your pocketbook not only